Welcome to Akancha Against Harassment, your Cyber Safety 101 podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us, and it's an absolute honor to welcome Jitendra Singh Sir, who's the Superintendent of Police, Cell Indore. Sir, welcome, and thank you very much for taking this time out, because in the Indian police, coming on this podcast and speaking to general public is such a huge confidence building exercise. So I really want to just express my heartfelt thanks to you.
Thank you, Akancha ji. It is entirely my pleasure to be on this podcast, and through your movement, we are trying to spread awareness amongst women and children against online abuse. Thank you so much.
And sir, I know you personally because we've done this workshop in Indore, and I'll never forget the kind of support I got from you and the kind of credibility building exercise it is for people like me who are trying to spread awareness on cyber safety. And my impression about the Indian police has certainly changed in the last year and a half of working together. And I want to take this opportunity, sir, to first ask a few very basic questions from the Indian police point of view. So the first thing is, sir, everyone says that we get away with abuse online because internet is anonymous. Now, I really want you to please clear that misconception in people's head, because you know it better than any of us. There's nothing like anonymity. And, if any serious crime can be traced back. So what would you like to tell us about that, sir?
As you said, Akancha ji, anonymity is a myth now. And Indian police is fully equipped to trace anybody who indulges in online abuse. And we have been doing it for a very long time. And now I can say it confidently that no criminal gets away by doing online abuse. And we have been continuously tracing the culprits, catching them, putting them behind bars, and we are setting the judicial system in motion as regards the offense done by them.
That's fantastic, sir, because until some time back, people used to say, "Arey, kuch trace nahi hoga," there are these anonymous IPs we are going to use. But hearing this from you, I think it's not just a threat, it's a warning to any abuser that you just can't get away from a veil of anonymity.
बिल्कुल ठीक कहा आपने. जो भारतीय पुलिस है वो ना सिर्फ अपने आप को अपडेट कर रही है, बल्कि जो क्रिमिनल्स जो टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करने की कोशिश करते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से अपने आप को छुपाने का प्रयास करते हैं, we are also updating ourselves continuously, and we ensure कि किसी भी टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करके कोई भी अपराधी बच ना पाए, और उसके लिए हम लोगों के भी continuously training sessions होते हैं, and we are proud to say that our forces are competent to deal with such crimes.
Fantastic, sir. So you said a very, very important thing, and I want to actually ask you a question with regards to that. आपने बोला कि जो भारतीय पुलिस है वो continuously अपने आप को अपडेट कर रही है टेक्नोलॉजी नॉलेज में. So sir, जैसे say 5 years ago and today, what are those technology advances which have happened, which have really helped the police in terms of identifying and nabbing criminals? So what are those little changes or knowledge upgradations?
See, the thing is that we have the legal framework in the form of Information Technology Act, which was enacted in the year 2000. Then it was amended in the year 2008. So it took some time for the Indian police force to get comfortable with the legal framework. And once they were comfortable with the legal framework, now we are ensuring that no criminal gets away with it. We know the framework, we know the tools, we know the procedures, formalities involved, we know the way the digital evidence is preserved and put before court. So we are ensuring that all the formalities, all the procedures, all the best practices are put in use so that the victim doesn't get away.
That's amazing, sir.
Because the victim earlier, he or she was not getting that relief, but now the police force is competent enough, and no culprits are now away from our clutches.
That's just wonderful to hear, sir, because, we often hear that for lack of physical evidence and, DNA samples and a hair sample, for lack of any of that, digital crime is very easy, and, people will get away, nothing will happen. And every day in news, sir, we read about such amazing case studies where, police have nabbed someone sitting in some remote corner of, our country who's trying to harass somebody, but they have been traced. So I can say on behalf of a lot of us who are working in this field that thanks to people like you who are building this confidence amongst general public. And I thank you so much for this time out coming on podcast. And I am going to certainly bother you again and request you to spare your time again, where we can talk about some processes of how to file a complaint. What are a few things we should do, to feel safe and be careful while using digital online media? And I hope you will make that time again for us, sir. And thank you for this episode.
Thank you.